Okay, abusia enrada na okokopie mu ewo parliament na enye asem ketwa na ekoso ewo ho. Ohwe NPP minorities MP a chese omo disturb entokwa ekoso omo keka no ma bom ewo parliament abusia esewani ense wo kachre and chaos ya ekoso yi eye Kpandai seat a chese eye Speaker declare no vacant no clerk ni declare no vacant omo notify yisi say it's a rerun of election say ekoso no abusia eno kofa sa entokwai ba parliament and rather and after say entokwa no esiwie na abusia speaker of parliament take action on entokwa na esiye na asisi ano punishment kese and I say NPP MPs minorities MPs near bi wo ho a ye ba betwe omo aso ye ankasa etese omo salary kra no etese ye ba be freeze omo salary na etese ya sanso a suspend omo de every parliament ebusu ya enye asam keto amom yanko na ye nkonkuti ensema ekos unsubscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afofron so ensa into me enkabi Ghana Politics Avenue. So and don't forget to click on the notification bell so that any update be ever dropping also once able to me aka.
Later degenerate into what we've seen, full-blown chaos in the House as on the floor of Parliament. The minority would not allow the business of the House to take place. They had the papers that were clear with the message in there that until this decision to declare the Kpandai seat vacant is withdrawn, they are not backing down. In fact, the majority on the other side would not also give in. It also carried on with the appropriations despite the disruptions that we saw and the position that the minority had taken on this particular issue. Now, there are quite a number of people who spoke to my colleague Christian Yale earlier today on this particular matter and why, to that extent, the position that they had taken, in their view, the minority was clear. They believed that what they were doing was the right way of sending the right message about what had happened related to Matthew Nyendam, a member of parliament for the Kpandai constituency. Now, this is some members of the minority in parliament who spoke to my colleague, Christian Yale, earlier today, when all of this was happening, the aftermath of it, and what they intend to do in the coming days. Let's just take a look at this.
Honorable members, I will suspend sittings for 5 minutes and I expect to see the leaders of the House at the lobby. Members, Right Honorable Speaker should take the chair.
I move that this Honorable House adopts the report of the Committee on the Employment, Labor Relations and Pensions on the allocation for the year
this chamber.
It's captured.
Defense and Interior.
No, come here. Just the motion number 30. Read it.
I so move. Thank you. As if it was wet. Mr. Speaker, I urge the House to
Science and Technology on the allocation of the sum of 1,349,588,593 for the services of the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology for the year ending 31st December 2036. In doing so, Mr. Speaker, I present the committee report. Mr. Speaker, I urge the Hansa to capture the entirety of the report having been read. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, the committee having viewed and examined the 2026 annual budget estimate of the Ministry of Environment.
motion number 30. Honorable members, those in favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the motion is carried and the House has accordingly adopted. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority MPs in a bit, but joining us on Zoom right now is Professor David Abdullahi. He is a governance expert and also the executive director of the African Parliamentary Network. He's joining us on Zoom. It's on a mission outside of the country. Thank you for joining us, Professor Abdullahi. I appreciate your time. You had the minority MPs there. That's Kojo Ponkoma Fosia, a member of Parliament as well, Habib Idris, who is a part of the leadership of the minority in Parliament. Their view is that to the extent that and this is what Kojo Ponkoma said, that this is the tool available to them, what they did this evening, and that they will continue to withdraw cooperation until this Kpandai situation is reversed. But the chaos, quite a spectacle, is it not?
I think it's very sad that our legislature is brought down to this kind of behavior. We have to understand, like I said, anytime you are in a leadership position, it's a privilege to serve your country. And if the minority really does not support what is happening or the rerun of the elections in Kpandai, they have better ways of expressing their displeasure than to try to stop the business of Parliament. The last time I heard the Speaker said he was going to crack his whip, and I did mention that speaking about cracking the whip is not enough. You must crack the whip. You must make examples of a few of those parliamentarians who are rowdy and do not understand that the business of a parliament is not about being rowdy. It's not the street. If he doesn't do that, it is going to continue, and it's going to continue. And at the end of the day, it is Ghana that suffers. It is our legislative process that suffers. And other countries would actually be laughing at us. They will look at us as clowns. But it can all be brought to an end if you really say you are going to crack the wish. Please, Mr. Speaker, do it, and do it without any fear.
I get the sense that you're placing all of this squarely at the doorstep of the Speaker for, in your view, not cracking the whip in previous instances of the chaos involving members of Parliament in Parliament that's on the floor or at a committee sitting. Is that the clear reasoning that you're blaming the Speaker for this?
Well, he's a leader. And as a leader, like I always say, Nene, leadership is not a popularity contest. If people are not in line, you make sure that they are in line. And you have to show that at the end of the day, one of the reasons why you are a leader is that the work and the business of Parliament should take place. And he has what do you call it? The legal rights and the power to do so. If he doesn't do so, it will continue. I mean, if you have a naughty and rowdy kid in your house, you have to make sure that you discipline them. That discipline would make it in such a way that the next time when they see fire, they're not going to touch it. I don't think this is democracy. I think this is rowdiness. There are other ways of being able to express yourself democratically.
I see you describe this as rowdiness, simple and pure. But then again, you hear Kojo Akroma say this is one of the tools that is available to them to employ. But reference has been made to what happened in January during the vetting of some of the ministerial nominees at the appointments committee, where we saw the chaos that led to tables being broken, microphones being destroyed, and the entire sitting disrupted as well. It was a chaotic scene. We saw an investigation instituted. Some 4 members of parliament were suspended. I think that was not deterring enough to send a clear message to the members of parliament that don't engage in this chaos again?
Yes. I mean, if you do something and you are not punished, if the standing orders and the work and the business of parliament is done, and they say, I'm going to punish you, and you are not punished, well, the next time you do it again, you know? So if they were severely punished, and actually the punishment should go beyond just the police, it should also go to hit their pockets and their pocketbooks. Can you?
I say, but if you're talking about the punishment going to hit their pockets, as in what? Have their salaries deducted? In asking the speaker to do more than what he has done, in instances gone by, you hear him either issue a caution or a warning to the members of parliament involved, and then the suspension that we saw of Frank Anodompre, Jerry Ahmed, Hassan Tampoli, Nelson Roxon Dafiamako in the first instance in January, right? What else could he have done, or should he have done, to send a clear message to the MPs not to engage in this pandemonium again?
Okay. Anytime these rowdy MPs break the standing orders of the House, they should be punished. I think just speaking about punishing them is not enough. You should really punish them and make sure that most of them would learn not to do that again. I also think there should be more of an education process going on, just not only punishment alone. And they should be mentored and made to know that, you know, you are leaders.
Right.
Whatever you are doing to make laws and whatever you are doing in parliament, first you are actually training the young people who are going to be the future parliamentarians to understand that parliament is a serious place to do business, to make the laws of the country. And also to realize that others are looking at us. And when that happens, you know, we become a laughing stock. Not only are we going to become like a laughing stock, everybody respects the current state of democracy in Ghana. And that democracy doesn't mean they don't have rights, but they also have responsibilities. And those responsibilities have to do with the fact that they don't start, you know, breaking chairs, turning tables, acting rowdy. It doesn't help. It doesn't help the process. And I think they can do better. And if they don't do that, they will lose respect. Their constituencies are watching and they see what they are doing. And I think it should be important. It should go down that at the end of the day, you know, you can express yourself, but expressing yourself in such a way that, you know, you are moving beyond the point whereby you are disrupting business, then it doesn't feel good and it's not right. And I think I will say it again, the speaker should step up. He should make sure that when these things happen, you cannot let it go like that. Those who cause that should be punished.
I see. And you hear some the minority MPs, in fact, a number of them who are posted on social media, also defending this particular act as one of the mechanisms that they're using to send a clear message on what happened. You see some of the MPs, in fact, moving into the middle, essentially disrupting the business of the House. The majority was clear that they had to go ahead. We saw some papers flying. One of the minority MPs threw some papers at the clerk to Parliament, almost closer to the Speaker of Parliament as well. And all of this, what should be done to ensure this doesn't happen again?
Yes, and that is unfortunate, because once you start behaving like that, then all respect is thrown out of the window. And not only respect for the Parliament and its procedures, but for yourself. I mean, we are not in an animal kingdom. And I think it therefore prays that in most cases, whether you agree or disagree with somebody, you can go through the process by dialoguing, by speaking to them, by making sense, by coming to a consensus, to agree not to agree or to agree to disagree. And I think fisticuffs is not a good thing. Can you imagine if somebody provokes you? You should have the patience to rise above the occasion and show to the person that you are a leader. You do understand that at the end of the day, two people tagging over a calabash is going to split it. It's not going to help. And I don't think this is what the people voted our parliamentarians for. The parliamentarians are supposed to make laws for our people and to help our country grow. Yes, democracy is not that easy, and it's not something that people take lightly, but it is something that we should all agree to, that at the end of the day, if I disagree with you, I don't have to fight you. I'm not a pugilist. They are not pugilists. They are not there to engage in pugilism. So I feel so bad, but at the same time, I'm disappointed in these kind of people that we voted. And I think come the next elections, I don't think some of them will be there anymore.
Well, that's a very interesting prediction to make, but we'll see how the coming days will look like on this. Thank you. Professor David Abdullahi, thank you very much. And you made reference to what happened in January. We have a video of that just recall the chaos in January, but Dr. Jonathan Asantiochi is joining us as well on Zoom. But, well, this is it. This is what happened in January during that appointments committee, the vetting of some of the ministerial nominees. Let's take a listen to this, and Dr. Jonathan Asantiochi will join us. Business to take place in terms of the proceedings in Parliament until the letter from the clerk to the Electoral Commission declaring the Kpandai seat vacant is withdrawn. That was their demand. Frank Anodompe, he is the Minority Chief Whip and Member of Parliament for the Nsoma Dredgiri constituency. He was quite clear in his words that until that is done, nothing happens in Parliament. Take a look.
Are so important. On that day, you delivered a ruling in response to an application from the Majority Chief Whip, requesting that the Kpandai seat be declared vacant. Speaker, in your own reasoning, you recorded clearly and publicly relying on these very procedural rules and affirmed this binding nature. This same inconsistency was seen in the Honorable James Kwaji Kwasin matter during the 8th Parliament, where you strongly maintain that Parliament must not act while a stay of application is pending. Speaker, with respect, the question that naturally arises is, why has the principle changed? What explains the abrupt departure from the binding reasoning you articulated on 24th November 2025? Why does the stay rule apply in one circumstance, but not the other, particularly when the factual and procedural posture is virtually identical? Speaker, Ghanaians are asking, and we in this House must also ask, is this because Honorable Matthew Nyendam is a member of the New Patriotic Party? Mr. Speaker, the law does not discriminate. The law does not bind or stiffen binding on whether an NPP or NDC member stands before it. The impartial and consistent application of procedural rules is a bedrock of the rule of law and the credibility of this House. If Parliament begins to act as though legal rules are optional, binding on some days, and dispensable on other days, then we risk sliding into a dangerous culture of political tit for tat, where each majority and minority merely waits for a turn to get even. Speaker, such a path fractures confidence in this institution and threatens the stability of our democratic order. Mr. Speaker, today it may appear expedient for one side. Tomorrow, the rules may reverse. If we abandon principle today, we leave the future Parliament with a trail of inconsistency that invites retaliation, weakens the authority of Speaker's chair, and erodes public trust. Mr. Speaker, we must do better. And this House must do better, and we must act better. Let us commit ourselves to principle leadership, to procedural fidelity, and to the understanding that this House is a guardian, not a manipulator of the law. Legitimacy of Parliament depends on our consistency. The legitimacy of Parliament depends on our consistency, and we can't do otherwise. And consistency depends on our willingness to obey, not our political impulses, but the clear dictates of the law. Speaker, we strongly submit that the letter that was filed to the Electoral Commission was out of place, was unfortunate, and flies in the face of law and procedural justice. We submit strongly to this House that that letter must be withdrawn by Parliament forthwith.
That's what, with all what was going on, you could still hear the business of the House taking place, because the majority had taken the position that the business of the House will go on regardless of what the minority was doing. Mahama Yarga proceeded with exactly what had to be done until some point that the levels of disruption could not indeed be countenanced, and that's what we saw. The minority moved to the middle that led to the marshals of Parliament now proceeding and coming in to stop them from going further. And this is it. Take a look.
It's for the consideration of the House. Honorable members, I put the question. Those in favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 20.
Professor David Abdullah is going to be joining us in a bit, but this is what the minority MPs say is their justification.
Okay, I was saying when and some so our political highway so NPP minorities MPs ntokwa esi ewo parliament and rather eno ho asotwe and speaker Bagbin atiki action on so obabe discipline or no wasan so ahodi or more responsible and ho nsem na ye de brem e beda masesa mo Japan kokoti in some way e de mi Ghana politics avenue so beda masesa